Very nice in this quiet part of town in the middle of nowhere. I've got a little laser pointer, old one. Thought maybe that'll help. This right here is your front bearing for your crankshaft. There's no leakage. This is your rear crankshaft, rear axle shaft. There doesn't appear to be any problem. The only other place it could really leak is right here, where it holds about an ounce of oil, and that little tiny knob right there, I think if you can see it, hard for me to aim, point, and talk at the same time, but I'll try. If you take that out, that will empty the crank oil, and then or axle oil, and they tell you SAE, whatever it is right there. Then you take this off to refill it. Everything looks okay. Remember, when you're doing something on your bike, you only want to do one thing at a time. You don't want to redo the air filter. You don't want to put on special clutches, this, that, and everything else, and 10 different things when you're not sure how it's going to work out. So I've got everything cleaned up. I want to show you what I've done. On our rear clutch, which is right here, and it's cleaned up, they all look just about like that. You can get them for 30 bucks all the way up to a couple $100 for a really neat Italian Delta clutch or something. Really nice clutches. When they talk about triple clutch springs, what they mean are these three little tiny springs right here. I bought a bunch of them one time. They come in different, you can see the springs are different tensions. And what that does is it holds the brake shoes in as the brake spins. Centrifugal force will force these brakes out. Okay? Or not brake, they're clutch. God, I'm getting old, I'm sorry. Anyway, that affects your power range. But all we're going to do is replace the mainspring, which goes right here. There's a center mainspring. And then you have your triple clutch. I would not touch any of these clutch springs. First of all, to put them on, it's almost impossible. You need one of these, and you need a little tool like this to do the job. And once you do all that, then you got to put it all the way back together, put it on the bike, see if it works. If it doesn't work, you got to take all the time to tear it back down again. This is it's got some water on it or something, but that's your variator face, drive face. That's what's called, drive face. So your variator. This is your pulley boss, which goes right here. All these little bikes have them. Then you have your ramp plate, and the ramp plate, this is stock, but you can get them with different angles. See, like this is I don't know what the angle is from flat, but you can get them to have a higher degree of steepness. And what that does is it makes the variator hit top speed quicker. But all that, whenever you play with something like that, you're changing all the dynamics of 100% of your power. It may go faster, quicker, but it won't go higher in speed. It may go longer in power, but you're going to have to push the bike the first quarter mile with your feet before it gets going. Now, I want to show you what I did here. This is a good tool to get. I got this 20 years ago. It's Kitaco. This is a clutch spring, or a clutch pulley something or other. Kind of half awake and half very old. Anyway, fits on right here. Fits on right here. And what I did was, this morning I went out, finally bought a 39 millimeter. This is axle nut, something or other, 1/2-inch drive. And you put it over the top there, and that is what puts the nut on right here. I'll show you, okay? Got that this morning. Fits right on there, like that. This 1/2-inch drive, this is called a breaker bar. It's really long, it's got a lot of tension, torque in it. And you put this on it right here, and you can torque the nut on when we get to that. Everything else is clean. I don't see any other problems. Remember, if you take this off, do not take this rubber off. It's very hard to get back on, and they expand. I don't know why, I don't know. I've used a little bit of sandpaper on the inside of the clutch drum. Got it all clean. You don't want any oil on any of this stuff. This is the graphite I was telling you about. I'll get a little tiny set of plastic gloves. I'll coat these with my fingers and just rub it on just slightly, and then I'll put these all back into here. Now you can do that. There's 2 or 3 fields of thought about it. Some people say you can't do it. It's not. You shouldn't do it. Well, maybe not, because the minute this thing starts up and starts flying at 100,000 RPM, it's going to throw out everything in it, which is true. But if you have graphite, which is embedded into your parts, I think it helps a little bit. Another thing I might try to do with that new spring, and you can see the new spring right there, you want to put a piece of tape on it, make sure that it is the new one and not the old one, because they look a lot alike.